welcome. My name is Nabia and I am your host for Decor Live. Decor Live is being hosted by Z Multimedia, where you have the New Find the newspaper, you have Z 101.9 FM, and of course Z TV. This show is actually streaming live on Facebook and it's also live on YouTube. Today, we're going to talk about a very important thing. It's actually a follow-up to last week's discussion where we had the tour guide, Nana Kwesi. And if you paid attention to that interview, but if you didn't, it's still on our platforms. But if you did pay attention to that interview, you realize that he spoke of something being a total experience of when you go into more or less destination Ghana, our hotel, our guest houses, our Airbnbs, our spaces where we host people. So I sat back and I said, you know what, if we are talking about the total Ghana experience, this is Ghana month, this is Heritage Month, there's a critical part of furnishing that we don't pay attention to. I call it the soft furnishings, furnishing of scents, furnishing of textures, furnishing of how we take care of ourselves, skincare, all of that. So today we have somebody who doesn't import them, who makes them here, who is FDA approved, and who is going to lead us into that discussion of why, if you want to sell Ghana, you want to sell that total hospitality experience, you need to factor that in. It's not an afterthought, it's part of the main thought processes. So we'll do a spot of music, do our DIY, and then I'll introduce my guest proper. But if you're welcome, please don't change the channel. You're going to be with me or with us from now till 3. Oh yes, till 3. I will DJ read. All right, let's do a spot of music.
I know lie. When I pull up proper, the ground gonna shake. And when I rise, see the deeper down I've been, so too shall I rise. I know God died. I'm in this forever, man. Look in my eyes, no lie. Dream big is free. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's free. Dream big is free. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's free. I know it's been late nights for you. Now you question if this is for you. Grind daily, we hustle, you know, for what direction. What I wanna know, see my wine is a little shipping, scraping, shape shifting, new direction. God blessing me to access what is meant for me. No time meant, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Dream big is free. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's free. Dream big is free. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. It's free.
Oh Lord, free from the things that cause me pain, free from the wicked, the shackle and chains, free from the bondage and the complaint. No, I'm not gonna live my life in a vain. Now see me, I'm dreaming again. In a me dream, I was the toughest of the toughest in the game. Hey, mansion in the sky, see me, I'm balling. For me enemies, me boss a champagne. Speed up, I'm never limiting. Living large, my reality. Our life is too short to be living a lie. And that's why I'm dreaming big.
Dream big is free. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Free.
So we just did a spot of music. DJ Wade says it's Akuvi and Stoneboy, and I really like it. DJ Wade doesn't try from you all the nice songs. Instead of recording and letting me have them, then he'll just play it on air. And you're warned. You're very warned. But anyway, if you just tuned in, this is Z101.9 and this is time for our DIY. Our DIY is very simple today. Have you seen how the sun is doing its thing on us, right? Please, if you have furniture indoors, you have your cushions, the ones that you lie in and you jump in and you do all your sleeping and you wake up and there's sweat and all of that in. Please, when you know that there's somebody in the house, you will not be in the house or there's somebody in the house, kindly drag all those things out and let the sun air dry them, because the smell, you sleep overnight, our body, the sweat, it's, it does this thing of relaxing and all of that. And the natural human scent, without all the cleaning and all of, for a certain period, there's a strong scent, a strong sense of smell, right? So please dry them. And also, if you have kids running around, don't just say, oh, I wiped it, I mopped it. Something about fiber in our sofas. They normally start with fiber and with foam. And the ones which we buy secondhand, they have been used for a period of time. So when you even have your kids with water, you have food running around and all of that, the smell just accumulates and it stays in the couch, right? So please, the weekend is coming. Today is Friday, for instance, so Saturday, Sunday. When the sun is doing its thing of blazing, just but remember to take the covers off, because the intensity of the sun can bleach the fabric. Okay, so just remove the fabric and just put all the foams and stuffings out in the sun for it to dry really well, proper aerated. Then you bring it back indoors and you can use them. Don't waste the sun. Don't waste the sun. The sun is good for that kind of thing. Okay, so we won't do a spot of music. We just go straight away into the discussion, because this discussion is very important, and we don't need to waste more time or much time on. I want to read something that my producer for the show, in her intro, the synopsis, the first paragraph of what she said, so you understand what or how important this discussion is. She says, interior design is no longer just about what we see. It's also about what we feel and experience. Beyond furniture and fixtures, soft furnishings and scent elements such as fabrics, candles, diffusers, and artisanal soaps are becoming essential in creating warm, inviting, and memorable spaces, right? And the last paragraph is, whether designing a cozy home, a welcoming office, or a luxurious hotel experience, the conversations around these small details, soft textures, and subtle scents are important and can make a big impact. So that's setting the tone for scent and soft furnishings. Today, my guests, I haven't seen her in how many years? 100 years, but I'll let her introduce herself, and to the introduction, you understand why she's the perfect person to help us understand or dissect this subject. So, Miss Hayat.
Hi.
I'll put you on this, but don't mind me. That's what
Good
I do.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. But wait, before you start,
Okay.
how do you relax? What time do you wake up? What time? Just run me through that day. I'll tell you why I asked you that. It's a very important question.
Okay, so it actually depends on what my work day has been or had been the previous day.
Okay.
So usually on a typical day, I'll wake up maybe between 3 and 4.
Okay.
And then I'll go back to sleep around. Sometimes I go back to sleep around 6. And then I'll wake up at about 7:30
Okay.
or 8 and then start
Okay.
my day.
Okay.
Yes. So when you ask me how I relax, I usually tend to at the end of the day, when all the kids have gone to bed, that's when I take a deep breath. So that's one of my toxic traits, is that when they go to bed, that is when I want to sit and now relax and then do, things for myself as well. So that also, that is when I'm not running around doing my work and all that. So that is usually the time when I stay up to.
Okay.
So I don't have a typical kind of day, because it depends on what I am doing, because as you are aware, I wear multiple hats. So it depends on what a typical day for me is. But if you ask me, yes, I think the best. So if I don't have anything doing on a particular day, I don't have a heavy schedule, I like the mornings when the kids have all gone to school and it's quiet, and then I would like to sit under the tree in the house, have my coffee, and then, you know, catch up with my emails and do my calls before, and then that sets the tone for my day. But then if not, then it's usually also in the evenings. So I don't have a cutout routine.
I ask because we kind of make entrepreneurship, or what we do, like you're supposed to hustle and grind yourself to death, more or less. So I just ask that question, like I ask most of my guests who come that, what do you do? So it sets the tone for people to know that we all rest. We all need to rest. You know, we all need a quiet time. There's nothing glamorous in grinding yourself. I'm working, so you don't even sit down and drink coffee or drink tea.
No. So I have this thing that when I enter my bedroom and I shut my door,
that's it.
The kids know that, okay, mom is resting. So unless the roof is falling in,
Don't come here.
nobody is coming into my room, because they know that the moment I shut my door, I just need time for myself. And I think that some of us get the revelation sooner than others, because we are normally made to think that you have to work very hard, you have to be running, you should be grinding. We didn't see our mothers and aunties. In fact, when I say that, I tell people jokingly, because my stepmom, who was Lebanese, and she was a full-time homemaker. So typically by 10 o'clock in the morning, she's already planning the following day's meal for, you know. So sometimes we'll be there, and then around 4 o'clock, and she'll be like, what we go chop tomorrow? And then my dad will be like, but tomorrow you've cooked tomorrow's food. And she said, yeah, but I'm thinking about the day after tomorrow. So most of us grew up seeing this. You have, your mother cooking fresh food every single day. You know, you go to the market every morning. The times we are in, it doesn't work like that. In as much as we would want to do that, our schedules do not allow that. So why I say that? So in 2016, I had a health scare. And post that, I just realized that, look, you have young kids, you need to prioritize your health, because you have to be well to be able to take care of them. So that is when I started, going to the gym after work. I mean, I don't do that as often as I used to, but, those are, so at least I'm self-aware. I listen to my body a lot these days. And a lot of the time, and if you are listening to me, forgive me, a lot of the time I accept events, and then on the last day, I just wake up and listen to my body.
She has confessed.
So if you invite me for a program and I don't come, just know that I was just so exhausted. Yes. So I think that I would like to encourage, especially the women, that yes, we can be excellent at what we do, but we don't need to exert ourselves. We need to start working smart. We need to start also, delegating the things that can be. And I know it can be very difficult, especially when you are used to having things done seamlessly or perfectly. So you want to micromanage everything. You want to, make sure the outcome. But I think we have to know that, look, let me delegate, let me make sure that I'll have oversight responsibility, I'll look at it, but whatever happens, we learn out of it and then we move on, because you cannot be everywhere at the same time. You cannot do everything yourself and at the same token be of sound mind.
Okay. So you realize that I didn't stop her because I wanted her to finish. At ZFM, once again, one of the mission statements is to highlight sound living, healthy living, and all of that. So in as much as we are bringing entrepreneurs and business people to come and discuss the critical things of furnishing and decor and building and construction and architecture, it's also important for us to learn from them, at least how they unwind and all of that. So that question was intentional. Anyway, how do we, let's go right into topic.
Okay.
How do we, or how does Hayat understand our topic for today?
So
I like the
yes, because it has been one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
And the reason why it has been one of my pet peeves is because people in Ghana do not understand what it means, what allergies mean, or how scents affect people's moods, or how, someone can even have an asthmatic attack, or their sinuses can be, when they enter a place where the scents, and sometimes people go into a place and they are in a hurry to come out. And it is because the scent or the ambience, it's unsettling for them. But a lot of business owners do not understand this.
Is it intentional?
It is not intentional. They don't know.
Hey, so who will teach them?
So that's why we are here today.
Anyway.
So
I like that.
yeah, that is part of the reason why we are here today,
Yeah.
because people do not understand that. For instance, Smino Naturals came into existence because, it was the company itself was born out of the need during COVID when there were no detergents readily available on the market. But then we have now, even though we still do the detergents, we have now veered more into natural skincare.
Yeah.
And that was born out of a need that I and my children have.
Yeah.
Because even though you find quote-unquote natural products on the market, some of the fragrances that they use to, formulate them are synthetic. They are not natural. So even though you are using a natural product, the smell or the scent that is being used is affecting you one way or the other, or your skin is reacting to it. So unless, someone has actually experienced it, that, and sometimes they go into a place and they have a cold and they don't even know that they got the cold because of the place was stuffy, or that there was no right, scent there and all that. So it is important that we are having some of these discussions, and then the education goes out there, because most business owners also, it doesn't occur to them. They feel like, oh, so far as I have a nice place, that is what is important.
And let's even stay with the business owners. Let's even start way back from the architects and all of that. It looks like there's those who, I don't even know the term was, it's scentologist or mixologist. Or it's like, it's a whole industry
On its own, yes.
on its own. And they're also we're supposed to even, because in advanced countries, they bring them in the design stage.
Yes.
So this is how I want the lobby to smell like.
Yes.
This is our signature color. This is our signature scent. I want it to smell like sandalwood.
Yes.
I want it to smell like thyme.
So let me come in
Please
there.
come in.
So the sandalwood comes, it's an earthy and a strong kind of tone.
Okay.
So it's not you want it to smell like sandalwood, but you want the place to have a luxurious or a rich feel. Then that is what will determine which fragrance you are bringing in.
See, you're already teaching me.
So, for instance, since we are in the Ghana month, for instance, when you think about kente, so what pairs with kente is, for instance, patchouli or vanilla. So it's that richness, And then when you look at the fugu is more strong. So that is when you can go for the sandalwood or the oud.
Okay.
So this is how scents and textures or fabrics or even woods or other surfaces intertwine.
Okay.
So when you talk about the brand, scent is part of a brand.
Hey, then Hayat, we are lost. Because
find us.
No, we have to find new people because we are lost. Because if you want to open an Airbnb,
Yes.
or maybe apartments for hire and all of that, you just put the chair table and I'm good.
And then, you know, a lot of the places, they go and then they just put camphor in the corners.
And people are allergic to camphor.
Yes, it is yes. But the thing is that if you want your place, you want to reassure a guest walking into your Airbnb that it's a clean place, camphor gives cockroaches,
wall geckos.
wall geckos. you know what I mean? So that is not a comforting. Put the fact that people are allergic to it aside, but that scent is related to you are repelling insects. So immediately the person walks in and that scent hits him or her, it doesn't give the person reassurance of you've cleaned the place. But somebody walks into your lobby, or maybe let's say it's an Airbnb and it's a 1-bedroom studio apartment. So the person comes into let's say the kitchen area or the kitchenette area to the living room. You want something citrusy, you know. Even we are in Ghana, so you can have like a ginger kind of smell, which is invigorating. Then as you are going up, you know, to the bedroom, the scent changes. So you see that you set the tone and it relaxes the person. So even in the bedroom, you can have lang lang, what we call lady of the night, or lavender. So you don't necessarily have to have the same smell throughout. But yeah, so it's good that you spoke about layering, because when it comes to you using fragrance, you don't use one. You need to layer multiple ones to get the effects, because the idea is not for the person to enter and a particular scent hits the person. You want the person to have a feeling. So it's more of texture on their skin. So the person, as a person walks through, this person, you know, it's speaking to their senses. And you know that scents also actually go directly to our brains. It does, yes. So depending on how you play with it, that is what will make someone really feel comfortable in the environment that they are in.
I think I should have brought, if the tour guide is listening, he'll be clapping for you, because he was so upset. And he's like, I do a lot of diasporans, and sometimes we go into a space, they sleep. The following morning, I see them, they have pink eye. They are sneezing. And some are so upset because they see the wall geckos and they couldn't sleep again. You know, and you go to the bathroom and the bathroom has this moldy smell and all of that. So he's like, you are selling the Ghana experience. Come to Ghana, come and enjoy Ghana. But for some of the guest houses, you cannot even you can't even do without them, because that is what is available
there. And the person only knows about, we don't want mosquitoes. So they spray the place, or they have, like I said, they have something in some corner somewhere, and that's all that you are smelling. But and you see, for instance, when we even talk about the experience or the layering or the texturing, it even has to come all the way to the kind of detergents that you use to wash your beddings.
Let's talk about that, because I'm so happy you taking me there without me going, because some of the guest spaces, I don't even know what it is. For me, I know that we're in Ghana, we're in the tropics, so the whole idea is either you do cotton, Egyptian cotton, or you do, if it's mixed fibers, let us see the cotton. But who told us that silk is the thing? And they don't even go and buy proper silk. And please continue for me.
So even when you are talking about, let's say when you talk about silk, silk is supposed to give a luxurious feel. So when you are using silk, you need to match it with a fragrance like vanilla. Okay. So when you use cotton, you need something that is more fresh and grounding. So that is where your citrus comes in, or the sea breeze kind of fragrance, you see. So like I said that even in Ghana, there are so many fragrances in Ghana that it is for us. You understand? So you can, if you are using cotton, you can have something like a cocoa scent.
And that
You
scent
see,
is beautiful.
it's beautiful. Or even lemongrass.
Oh,
So we don't need
beautiful.
to do so much, but we just need to know what works with what. And sometimes when you talk about people having consultants or people having bringing on board experts in a certain area. So a friend of mine once said that, a consultant will come and use your watch to tell you the time. But the reality is that if you do it right, you will know the time for a very long time to come. You know, your watch is going to work for a very long time. So from the onset, what is the vision that you have? And that is also another thing. Most business owners, they just feel like, this weekend baby and guest house, and then that is it. So he doesn't have any knowledge. Here he's not ready to bring anybody on board because someone also says it was which is always there. Which is always the case. So it's like, if you have the money, go and open your business. Don't come and tell me how to run my business. But the issue is that we need at the onset, if we have this mindset that this is a generational thing I'm doing, this is a business that I want to be in existence for a long time, you need to get it right. You need to get it right. So from the beginning, you yourself have to know what you are looking out for. And sometimes these things, they are not even it's not expensive.
That's what people want to,
because you are still buying air freshness. So how much is the air freshener that you are buying, as opposed to you getting maybe some natural soy candles, which you light and it's synthetic free, and then it can last longer. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And then it's like, if you even have, some people will tell you, essential oil is a scam. But it is not for any reason that it was made and that people are actually using it for healing. So you just have to be aware about it, that why do I go to certain places and then the place is nice and I'm comfortable? It is because they have been more intentional about the outcome that they are looking for.
And like all that you're just saying is what I would put in one sentence, like practical application of it. Because even kitchens need sense.
Of course.
Kitchens, and we are the ones who are fascinated with the open plan kitchen.
And then you enter a house and then all you are smelling is dawa dawa. I love dawa dawa, by the way. But once you have used it, there has to be a way that you take that smell out, you know. So, for instance, even coming back to even our own homes, you come and, there has to be, first of all, it's a Saturday morning, you've woken up. What kind of atmosphere do you want to have? Look at your children. What are their ages? You understand? So when you have all these things, then you look at, even sometimes it's also, we are looking at the sense, we are looking at fragrance, and even the kind of music. So all these things match. So you cannot have a place where you are playing very high tempo music and then, the smell or the scent in that place is also something else. No. So they all have to work hand in hand. So like, for instance, you are saying your kitchen, you finished cooking, you've cleaned everywhere. All you have to do, just put some hot water on fire to boil, put a few cinnamon sticks in it, add some lemon. If you have an essential oil, let's say peppermint, you drop all eucalyptus.
I can already smell it.
Yeah, so you drop a few into it, and then can you see how it's already uplifting the space?
I can already smell it.
Yes. So it is not so much that we want to do so many things, but it is just you being intentional. Something like prekese. It is a beautiful, earthy, natural smell that you can even use in, spaces. You see, even pepper, and like I mentioned, ginger. Then you have your citrus, the oranges, even you can just use your orange peel. Yes.
So if I'm listening to you, we have the things here.
We just need to know how to apply it.
Hey, then why are we struggling? And I'm whispering and struggling. Why are we struggling? Because I have a question here from the list of things my producer would like
Okay.
you to talk about. She was
Okay.
like, how can businesses use scents to enhance customer experience? You know, and it's something that
I've
yeah,
alluded to
I've
it.
alluded to it.
And then
it
what?
just-
So what I'm saying is that, for instance, let's say, okay, let's say that you have, when people walk into your reception, you are welcoming them in.
Yeah.
So the reception has to have a very fresh, smell. And then as they move into the other places, what do you want them to remember? So there are certain, when the people come in and they feel very comfortable, it also translates to trust. So, and then, so like I said, once you are moving even to the restrooms, that is when you use your eucalyptus, you can use the mints and all that, because that also gives that freshness and antibacterial, antiseptic kind of, without it smelling too much like a hospital.
Dettol.
You don't want that, And then when you are moving even to the bedrooms, I mentioned lavender, you have chamomile, you want people to naturally relax.
Yeah.
So that's how you use scents. And the thing is that people always, even business owners, today they use this air freshener, tomorrow they are using this, the next day they are using seminar, so they buy this hand wash today, tomorrow. No, you have to have a signature.
Sure.
You don't even necessarily need to have someone formulating it for you. No, if you know what you want and you look out for it, so you make sure that you are buying the same, not necessarily brand, but the same fragrance.
Yeah.
And even with brands, the fragrances differ because people would want to add different things. So you have to you want people to come in and they have something familiar, because once they come, the last time they were there, the place was smelling all nice, and then they come today and they recognize that smell again. It is very comforting. It builds trust. You see, it builds it builds trust, it builds comfort, and it makes them also want to come back again. Yeah. So sometimes so scent, for instance, I know somebody who doesn't use she doesn't want to see a particular perfume because her first boyfriend used to use it. So every time, but that is how strong scents are.
Yes.
So they bring you
memories.
They bring you memories, and so you want the memories to be good. You want the memory. Of course, you cannot. There would always be a number of people that you would not be able to, meet their standard, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But so far as you are striving to get something that works for as many people as possible, that is the most important thing.
Okay. I absolutely love the discussions. Hayat, you made me laugh and I've totally enjoyed it. If you just tuned in, this is Z101.9 FM. The show is live and is streaming on Facebook, and it would also be repeated on Sunday at 5 p.m. So you can catch all the 30 minutes of goodness that she has already said. We're in the modern day, we are in a Gen Z era, we are in a millennial era. What are the popular scents now, in your opinion? What is happening now in terms of scents?
So right now, people are not looking for scents that will hit them immediately. They want
to linger.
Right. Yeah. Right. So even though oud is a very popular fragrance now, or a popular scent now, you don't want the one that the moment
the person come out.
Yes. So that's why you have the sandalwood, you have the oak moss, you have different variants.
Okay.
So even when you are going to use it, you should know where you are using it. And so when even you talk about the fabric, and then let's say when you want to use leather, you want to use velvet, you want to use the solid furniture, so that's when you go in for some of those fragrances, because it aligns.
And what you're saying just brings me back to certain professions. Lawyers smell a certain way.
Exactly.
Doctors smell
Exactly.
a certain way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It is not. It is not for nothing. It is not for nothing. That is why if you have a restaurant, for instance, or you have a hotel or an Airbnb, why would you use Dettol to clean your living room?
It's amazing. When I go, I'm like,
Because why do you want the person to remember being in the hospital? Nobody goes to the hospital on a happy day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can have the same effect, but with a different, fragrance or with a different scent. You see what I mean? Yes. So it's we take it for granted that it is, at the end of the day, it is just air freshener and then we've bought it, or it's just soap and we have bought it. But no, if that were the case, why would companies go through the pain of having different fragrances? They would have been the same. But they are all meant to do a specific thing.
Okay. How do we choose between candles, diffusers, and natural options? Like how do we? Because you enter a shop, I want you to give us your expertise on that.
Okay.
You enter a shop and you see a whole shelf. How do I? And it all hits me. I'm looking for something for my Airbnb 1-bedroom. What should I look out for?
So, if it's me, and because I am familiar with allergies and I'm familiar with sensitivities, I would look for the most natural option. Okay. So even though, and then a lot of the ones when I keep on saying synthetic, but what will make you know that this is synthetic is that behind it there's this lingering alcoholic. The lingering alcoholic smell. So the moment that hits you, you know that this might be problematic for someone. So even with the diffusers and all that, there are those that are natural based, or maybe even if they are not natural based, the balance is okay. So you as if you have an Airbnb 1-bedroom, you have to know that. So even if you are choosing candles, you should choose. Then again, it will come back to what do you want the person to feel when they enter. So once you know your what and your why, when you go, part of your job is already done. So it makes it easy for you to choose. So you have to, once you know those things, you stick to scents or fragrances that are more accepted. So for instance, citrus is something that is very welcoming. So you know that, okay, let me go for this kind of thing. Or maybe when you take the sea breeze kind of thing, it's quite popular with everybody. So those are the things that you should have at the back of your mind. So I wouldn't buy something just because it looks appealing. I will buy something that first of all, is it going to be too strong? How long is it going to last? You see what I mean? And then what is the because some people do not even know that when you are using a fragrance, you have to use a certain percentage for every for a certain volume. So they just go and so it all depends on the individual and what they want to achieve.
So if I'm listening to you again, and I think it's a very important sentence you keep hammering. I mean, from day one, I mean, from first minute you've been hammering that you need to know what you want to achieve.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know what you want to achieve with a space of office, of home, or commercial space, you end up buying rubbish.
Yes. It's the same with everything. So, for instance, even you see a nice dress and you are buying it, if you don't have in mind how you are going to style that dress, there's no need for you to buy it, because the dress can be very nice but will not do anything for your body type or for your style. But when you see the dress, you should be able to see at the back of your mind, oh, I'll wear it with this shoe. This is the earrings I'm going to wear. So that is how even how to use sense in any space at all. Even the furniture is the same thing. You should know that, okay, if I have a 4-inch wall, what kind of painting do I want there? Or what is the size of television I want to put there? So not that because you have the money, so I go and buy a 75-inch. So
you don't even know it's hanging there.
And then
an eyesore.
Yes, exactly. So it is very, very important for you to have. And sometimes if you don't know, it's not a problem. Speak with someone. And then by they talking to you or looking at you or walking through, they can recommend. And then there's nothing wrong with, even for instance, the artwork that is done for me. Usually I would say something, they will do something and it will come and I'll look at it and it's like, this I feel. And it's also because of me, because I wear glasses. I'm like, this thing doesn't look legible enough. So let's change it. Let's do this. Then we, at the end of the day, we come with something that I feel represents me. And at the same token, is something that will be well accepted by who my consumers are. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with you asking if you do not know. Yeah. Yes, but it is important for you to make that definition. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It got to a point where, like, it became a thing that, hey, I'm doing natural soap, I'm doing natural skincare, come and buy from me and all of that. Are we still at that popularity level in Ghana? Are we still, or it has come down a bit?
I'm not sure if I get your question correctly.
Okay, so it got to a point when you come online, social media, especially, you see that everybody's selling natural soap to make your body look good, or natural soap, and if you buy this, it's good for maybe use at home and all of that. It became a thing. Yeah. Are we still in that thing? Or it has come down?
You know, I don't follow trends.
I like that. I like that response to me.
I personally do not follow trends. The reason why I don't follow trends is that it's a facade. So I follow so for instance, even though I do the natural skincare or the soaps, you find people, there are certain people who say that, you know, you say you are doing natural soap and then you are telling people that, you can lighten your skin with it. It is not going to happen. Yeah. So it's either the person is adding something or they are just telling you, you know, it's not true. So what a natural, like maybe the oils or the butters, like the shea butter and all that, they have healing ingredients. They have brightening. I told somebody that, you know, that shea butter has a sun protection, you know. So God in his wisdom has given us all these things. So what you need to know is how to pair them to enhance their natural properties. So I always tell people that if you are buying my soap, one thing I can tell you is that you are not going to have a reaction. And even with that, some people are allergic to even natural nuts. So depending on maybe the oils. But then aside that, if you are using it, don't expect an overnight yes, whatever it is. No, don't expect anything. It's a gradual process. And life itself, it's just time. Yes. Life is time. So you can't buy a natural soap and expect that within 3 days or 1 week, you are seeing that, I have a scar and it's gone. It can't happen. It happens gradually over time. I remember in 2020, I had chicken pox. If you see my face, it was so bad. It was so bad. And then, of course, I was even using that. At that time, I was using our Alata seminar. And then I'll do my shea butter with other oils and used. And I was using it. It wasn't until, I think, this was in 2020. It wasn't until, I think, late 2023 or 2024 that I noticed that the scars were not there anymore. You know, I just woke up one day and in fact, you know, when your picture pops up, in Google, and then I said, I used to have this car, so where are they? But for you to say that you've bought the thing today and you expect it to work today. So because of that, I don't follow threads. Of course, we need to be abreast. There's always new things coming up. We have to, make sure that we are also updating our knowledge and all that. But that thing where people are following, this is the trend, and everybody jumps on that bandwagon. I've never been that person. And so that is why, I have retained customers. That is why I don't have a very big following, but I have, most of my customers are customers that have tried my products over years and have always come back.
And
yes.
I'm very happy you said that, because interior furnishing or interior decor in itself, if you do trends, you end up changing your room every month.
Exactly.
Interior furnishing is supposed to be stable.
Yes.
Where you can add,
remove, and then add, tweak.
Yes.
Exactly. So because
the space.
The issue is that how many sofas are you going to buy?
Ask them for me.
Yeah. So maybe you change your carpet, you change the color of the throw pillows, or maybe your curtains. These are things that you can do quicker. But furniture, I still have a table that we were using when we were kids, and we still have it. Yeah. I think my brother still has the furniture that we were using when my parents were alive. They still have it, you see. So I think the dining table or something, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that is what it's supposed to be. So where this whole thing about trend and facade and this, it doesn't work for me. For me, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work actually, because when you do that, you end up buying so much, wasting so much, and you will never be satisfied.
Exactly.
As soon as you see something, like, you want to go on it, but furnishing in itself doesn't work that way. Even those, I always say, those with the black cards, the Amex cards, they curate. They don't just
exactly.
They don't just get
no.
They take their time.
No.
They'll tell you, I finished this. It took me 10 years to finish
this space. Yes,
and we don't believe them, but it's true.
So I'll tell you an interesting thing.
Please
so the lounge I manage at the airport, we've been in operation since 2013. We were in Terminal 2 and we moved to Terminal 3.
Okay.
We still use the same furniture that we had since 2013, because we got good leather sofas. Yes. And those are actually supposed to give you a lifetime guarantee. And most of our passengers that come back, they tell you they come because of the seats.
It's comfortable.
It is comfortable. And when you enter, you know that, you feel like royalty when you are sitting on it. Yeah. So I think, was it last year or the year before, we said that, the same thing about trend and blah, blah, blah. And then because those, they are a bit bulky for the space that we have now. So we're thinking of, changing it and all that. And when we were talking to some of our passengers, they were like, we come here because of these seats.
Don't touch it.
So my boss was like, one thing I'll promise you is that even if we were to change it, we'll match the comfort and the quality. Yeah. But you see, it's just to say that you just need to get it right from the beginning.
That's all. That's it. You get it right, and that's it. I'm so happy we've landed there. Saying the things I want you to say. I like you. You're hitting the points for me. These are the points I want people to be telling others. And also, let's come to that. Let's land on that. Best practices for maintaining things like scents. The question exactly here is, what are the best practices for maintaining soft furnishing and scent products? Do you understand? Okay, so I think what the person is trying to ask here is that, so how do we keep the scent? Because sometimes you see the scented candles, they'll say that there's this match for it, there's this container for it. Like, how do we keep them? Not when they are finished. Like, how do we make sure that, do we cut? Because I know some of the wicks you have to trim them. I know she's talking about that kind of thing.
Okay, so it depends. For instance, so if you are buying a candle, the candle will come with instructions. And one of the things we don't do well with is that we don't read manuals, we don't read instructions. So let's start. Let's start By reading the instructions, because they're supposed to come with instructions. Okay, so even my bar soaps, I have instructions on it, and people are like, I said no. You want people to know, because once you are producing it, you have what you have in mind. So I always explain to people, for instance, that if you are using a natural bar of soap, because it doesn't have any artificial things in it, it would what do you call it? It would eat up fast if you leave it in a wet place. So after you use it, just make sure you keep it in a dry place. If you are using a bar of soap, that is, so those are some of the things. So go with the instructions. 2, you have to, even when you want to light a candle in a home, you have to be strategic about where you place it. So if you, for instance, when I light candles in my house, because there's a corridor between the living room to the bedrooms, I usually will place it in the corridor, because I want it to, sort of spread across. So those are some of the things that you can do. And then also, that is where the layering comes in. So it's not just about the candle. It should be, what kind of floor cleaner did you use? And then even your curtains, what did you use to wash it? The towels, you understand? So like you were talking about, people should dry things. These days, yes, we have washing machines, we have dryers. But me, even when I use a dryer, I still would take my things in the sun for the sun to hit it. Do you understand? So sometimes when I wash some of my personal stuff, I squeeze lemon in the water and do the last rinse, so that freshness is there. So it's little things. You just need to be intentional. You need to be aware. And then once you do that, the sense would linger. So it is not just one. So it is like, how do you call it? It's like you are doing foundation. Then you come and do the block work. Then you do the roofing. So everything has to come together.
Let me take you back a bit. Color. Please talk about, or let people hear that color and fabric also influence sense perceptions.
Yes.
Please tell them. They don't believe me. Say it. Please say it. You are the expert.
So let's say that if you were to see, I'll ask you the question. If you were to see a green liquid soap, immediately what scents come to mind?
Something lemon, lime.
Exactly, because we have been trained. So the moment you see even orange, let's say you see an orange liquid soap,
citrus, something.
Exactly. Blue,
something coastal.
Exactly. So you see, you have answered the question yourself. So the moment you see red, you are expecting something fiery. Something energetic, something vibrant. So once you have red or a maroon, then you think about something like ginger. Something to elevate.
Spicy.
Exactly. So that is how you use color as well. So these things all work together. It's everything is to do with our senses. So it's the sense of sight, sense of smell, and what you hear. And then touch, sense of touch, the sense of touch. So they are not for nothing that we have these senses. So they work together.
And I asked intentionally because colors, we don't. That's why I was a color consultant here. We don't understand what they do. Because we just paint. Instead of finding them, they tell us that no, this works with this works with that. So that I had to come and say this will also work with this set. And all that. We don't look for the consultants. If we go and paint blue, green, and I hate kitchens that are multicolored. Like, what am I supposed to do in the kitchen like that? You overwhelm me. That's what I was asking. That please let them know that.
It is a fact, and I'm sure they know it. It's just that they have not paid attention to it. Because I'm sure your listeners, the moment I said the green, they know that, it's lemon. Or, it's just that we know it, but we are not cognizant of it, or we are not paying attention to it because it is not something that our attention has been drawn to.
Hayat. You're coming again. No? You're coming again. I've already told you. So when I look for you again, don't say no. I'm busy. We'll have the interview where you are. Okay, there's this question here. I don't know if you take a look at it. It says, are there eco-friendly or non-toxic options people should really consider?
Yes, there are. There are. So that is when I mentioned, for instance, lang lang.
Okay.
So, and I mentioned vanilla. And then, so they are the real ones. And then they are the ones that are done, commercially.
Okay.
And then, I was even talking about, when you talk about something like cinnamon, and then we talk about ginger. All these are things that you can actually get the scent out of. So sometimes it is not even very difficult. So even when you want to get the scent of these things in your home, it's just a matter of boiling them, you see, or roasting a little bit. You understand? When I say roasting, you just put it in a frying pan, toss it on the fire a little, and then those scents can actually come out. You don't burn it, no. You just, And then when I like essential oils a lot. So even with that, if you have the little, I've forgotten what it's called, but it has a little space under that you put a candle, and then there's this thing at the top like a pot. So once you light your candle there, and then even with that, sometimes you can just put the cinnamon powder up there, and it will just heat it up gently. You can put the lemon rinds, the dry one, on it, orange and all these things. You just light the candle. So the unscented candle, you light it underneath, and you just put a few of this, and then put a little bit of oil, maybe coconut oil or something, to keep it buoyant, and then you just have your smell.
Okay. Oh, when we are having fun. When we are having fun. Now in common here then no. After time today, I have 2 minutes. Mempesa. Last question.
Okay.
What advice would you give someone looking to enhance their space through scent and texture? What advice would you give someone looking to enhance their space through scent and texture? You have like 2 minutes.
I don't need 2 minutes.
I know.
I would advise the person to find out what scent goes with the kind of texture they are looking for. Yes. So, and it's there. It's not, it's a science actually. So it is not like people are making it up. So like, for instance, I gave you the example of kente. When you look at kente, the silk, the richness and everything. So that is where vanilla, you have scents like that, or you have something like, so you think about kente, you look at patchouli.
That was a good scent.
So you see how it relates. So when you have kente and the person has this smell, or even, and then when you talk about the fugu, the fugu is a strong, so you can have cocoa, something earthy. You see,
chief smell. A chief, a northern chief has a smell.
Yeah.
If you come down to the south, too, they have.
Yes, because they know the even the trees that we have.
Yeah.
All of them have their scents, and they know how to use it.
Yes,
they know there's a science behind it.
The queen mothers.
Yes. So my auntie got me something many years ago, even before I started going into formulation, and then only as I grew older, then I found that it was the frankincense. They had used frankincense. So you see that. In those days, our mothers, they kept it with their beads.
Yes.
They've done the thing, and it's and it's there. Yes. They've molded it, and it's there. So usually it is with their waist beads and the beads that they wear.
And our grandmothers had a scent.
So that actually gives scent, and then it's in their cloth. So when the person adorns it, and then most of the time they rub it after they have, but they rubbed it on certain parts of their body, or they add it. So even before I started formulation, one of my aunties taught me how to. Because I've always used shea butter. My mom used to use shea butter. We use shea butter even before I thought of going into it as a business. And she told me that add pepper to it when you you warm it up. So you break the pepper and add it. And so for her, she was like, oh, it's good for joint pain. But then the pepper has a very natural and a beautiful smell that when it's used in the right proportions and you use it, it just also calms you. So the smell has carried me away.
See, I'm staring at you. Because I'm not remember my grandmother.
Yes.
Like, she had this
earthy. Yes, exactly. So, and they knew these things. So sometimes you see them that they take some leaves and then they put it in their water and use it to rinse themselves. It was all because some were for healing, because some had the antibacterial properties, the antiseptic properties, but some were just naturally to enhance their fragrance.
Okay. All right. Hayat, thank you
for having me.
The discussion has been so good. We've stolen some of Highway's time. But if you just tuned in, this is the end of Z Decor Live. Z Decor Live will be repeated on Sunday at 5 p.m. And scent matters. Textures also matter. Do not take it for granted. If you do not know, please find out. But don't tune off. This, I'm telling you, you have found out that there are more programs and more shows after this. All right. So have a good weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. Oh, the discussion was good. Bye.